batteries, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning.
You're Lincoln for a gas for today. We'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be windy, seeing high to 53. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a continued breeze over 14. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds, and having high around 28. Meteorologist Kyle looking back at 3.7 ticket.fm.com.
Looking for a last-minute Christmas gift for the Husker fan and the family? Look no further. Share the Husker spirit by purchasing a women's basketball starting five mini plan today for just $65. The plan includes reserved seats for 5 home Big Ten matches for just $65. The Big Ten schedule is packed, with the Huskers hosting 7 contests against 2024 postseason qualifiers. Help us show the Big Ten what Husker Nation is all about by purchasing your starting five mini plan today. Don't wait. Head over to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat. Go Big Red. It's that special time of year again with bowl games galore, ugly Christmas sweater parties, and way too much eggnog. And like clockwork, you still haven't bought any gifts yet. Great news! Your procrastination headquarters this year is at Tailored Life in Bennett. Avoid the long lines in Lincoln stores and head down Highway 2 to Bennett. Just a 20-minute drive, and their staff will help you pick out the perfect gift for your mom, wife, or significant other. Procrastination has an answer this year at Tailored Life in Bennett. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3!
You've called out the thunder.
Now, get ready.
For the goal! Gaze into the face of fear.
Booga booga!
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman.
I think we're getting scammed by a kindergartner.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com.
Quick thinking yesterday with that special talents thing.
I feel bad for the guy. Just hope he doesn't get wise.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin, presented by Nebco.
Welcome into it, a Thirsty Thursday edition of the show. Glad you're along for the ride with us here for the next couple hours. It is On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. Check them out at nebcoinc.com. Constructors is one of their branches. They're hiring for all positions with immediate job openings for mechanics. They're also looking for laborers, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. They also have ready mixed concrete. They're hiring CDL drivers for that branch. You can apply today and start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. nebcoinc.com to learn more about all of those opportunities. I am Austin. Ellie's joining me on the board, but on the phone, we got the man himself. His name's first on the show for good reason. My friend, my partner, Strick. How you doing, partner? How are your travels?
What's going on, Austin? I'm just sad that I can't see your face, man. We getting it worked out, though. Technical difficulties that always sometimes can pose an issue. But it is a technology that we have, and we've made great use of it here on the ticket. But at this point in time, we're going to use the technology that we've had for a long time, which is just the phone. You don't have to use the rotary phone. You know, remember the old school rotary? I don't think you remember that.
Oh, yeah. I had rotary phone toys, Stricky.
The old school rotary phone, it took forever to make a call, but we got it done, and we're here, and it's good to hear your voice, my friend.
Likewise. Travels go smoothly for you today?
Mm-hmm.
We love it.
All is good. Got to do this Mavericks event tonight. It's a deal at the game where about 200 of their season ticket holders, like, this is something that I'm talking about. Like, this is why we talk about the creativity and ways in which they're going to even generate some revenue these days with how these NIL situations coming up, and it just seems to continue to explode higher and higher. And, we talked about some things that people are starting to ask. I don't know if we'll talk about that today, but I think it's still worth a discussion at some point in time. But, like, they got 200 of their season ticket holders that are going to come together, and it's like some of us old Mavericks where we talk about, where we are, what we've done, and what was it like in our time at reunion, just all these different questions about our past and where we are in our present, and maybe what we foresee in our future. And we talked about 200 of those season ticket holders, and it's going to be a nice little bit. Plus, we get to watch the game, and we got great tickets for that, so it's good.
That's awesome. Well, Stricky, you're coming into Dallas at a great time. The Mavs up to 4th in the NBA Western Conference. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. Either you're going to keep riding the wave and riding the hot streak, or you better hope you're not the one that's speaking and then they turn the corner and go on a little bit of a slide, my friend.
I hope that's not the case. The weather is absolutely pretty good today as well. So that's something to consider and to think about. But how's things back home in Lincoln, man? What's on the block? What's happening on the block today? What are the blockheads talking about?
Oh, there's a lot, Stricky. We got Bill and Bennett chiming in on the Christmas intro and the whole Duke basketball shooting coach thing, so appreciate Bill and Bennett for that. Then, of course, Strick, the transfer portal, right? It's still popping off. Nebraska has lost out on a couple targets in the last couple days, Isaiah World, and then the receiver from Florida International have committed elsewhere. The Hunter kid from Cal is in on his visit today. I believe the defensive back from Idaho was. And Strick, those are all guys on the offensive side of the ball. But I do think the transfer portal is an interesting place for us to jump off today because we've seen Nebraska, pull a couple commits from the defensive side of the ball. They get the commitment that we talked about. Obviously, Williams Nwarni, a guy they were really in the running for last year. He ends up committing to Missouri, but then out of the transfer portal, he ends up in Lincoln this year. And then just today, they get a commitment from Mississippi State defensive lineman Gabe Moore. It's a guy who number 94 defensive lineman in the country, 3-star in 2023. He redshirted and then had an injury that kept him out of every game last year. So he's got 4 years to play, big-bodied guy. But Strick, we have the defensive transfers. We have the special teams transfers, right? We get the punter from Washington to commit to Nebraska. You also see the long snapper start from Nebraska. Defense makes sense, right? You lose Tony White. You lose Terrence Knighton as well. You're going to need to replace the veterans on your line that are playing in their last game or ones that have transferred out already. But right now, the two most impactful additions to Nebraska out of the transfer portal have been special teams. On the one hand, it's kind of underwhelming. It's special teams, yeah, whatever. But, Strick, we have spent too much time on this show talking about the special teams, so I'm not even mad that Nebraska went out in the transfer portal and tried to take care of punter and long snapper first this offseason.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I mean, we did see some struggles with Bushini at points in time. Some issues that it cost us some games. We've definitely seen some issues in the return game, both in the kick return as well as the punt return. It's been real lackluster. It's been just about how NBA ratings have been taking. It's just been lackluster. And I've got a real take on that part of it as partial as to why that's the case too. Now, but here's the thing. I think we need more. And I think Sways tweeted to us today. Sways tweeted to us about the coach at UNLV, and my mind is escaping me right now because I normally would have this stuff up on my computer because I'm not really using it right now.
James Shibas.
We're on the phone. And Sways, thanks Sways as always, man, for your input. Other than the fact that you still haven't brought us cookies.
Stricky, pause, my friend. You know who did bring cookies today?
Who got it?
Ellie came through with the cookies.
I brought cookies, and you weren't even here for them. I was also going to bring you a Rain energy drink, but then I remembered that you weren't going to be here.
Oh, my heart is broken, Ellie. We love you, Ellie. We're so glad to have you as a part of the block. We're appreciative of everything that you do, and I'm so hateful that I'm not hateful, but I hate the fact, me say that.
We missed you.
I'm not there to partake in the goodness of the Cookie Monster. That's what I would be doing right now. I would be
Austin said they were good. Let's see if Nick tries them and says they're good.
Oh man. So yeah, I think they need more. I think yes, you need that. I think that those additions are well. We've seen a couple bad snaps, how it's cost us some field goals. The punt blocks that we've been having. But I think that like some creative special teams coach. I know people don't like to pay for it, and I think people take the special teams job as kind of like an entry level. But the ones that really take it to heart and take ownership of that position, they're some of the best who have done it, and they've ascended to great levels, and they've helped their teams in to win games, important games or playoff games, by their creativity and just the way that they think about it. And so most people are just like, oh yeah, I'm just glad to be here, and I'm looking for the next position. I'm just doing this. But that gentleman at UNLV, he's good. I could tell. I watched some of his stuff, and I'm like, yeah, he's thoughtful, and the staff believes in him. And I think that's also a relationship that you got to have with your head coach, because your head coach has got to be able to trust that, you're thinking, you're mindful. You're not only looking at 2-3 yards, you're looking at 8 yards. Like what things could I do to get me 8, and what things could I do to get me 2 or 3? And they're different. They're going to look different because you want to mask them to make it look like you're actually performing a punt. And so those are the things, Austin, that I think we need to get better at, because we need to have a holistic approach, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like all the whole game of what Nebraska football is, because you're not competing at the NIL levels that most other universities are, then you've got to take a holistic approach. You've got to be good all around.
Mm-hmm.
All around.
You really do. And Strick, I think a couple of the names that come to mind, right? You look at like a LeVar Woods over at Iowa. He's been the special teams guy for a long time over there. That's a program that's been really good on special teams. You think in the NFL, a guy like John Harbaugh, who really got his start on special teams and now is a Super Bowl champion with the Baltimore Ravens and consistently has them at the top of the AFC North and in the playoff picture. But Strick, I think you lead into the next point pretty perfectly, as you usually do here during On the Block. Nebraska doesn't have a single offensive commit out of the transfer portal yet. On the one hand, I'm a little bit surprised, right? A quarterback like Dylan Raiola, the experience of Dana Holgorsen and the numbers that he's put up in his career would maybe lead some fans to say, why isn't Nebraska, landing a left tackle? Why isn't Nebraska landing a stud wide receiver yet? And to be fair, it's not like the portal's been open that long, but we already have, a couple hundred commitments according to On3 across the country. But Strick, I think you nailed part of the reason why is that Nebraska is certainly doing its best to keep up financially, but other schools are either more desperate or going overboard maybe in paying for some of these players to take them out of Nebraska's range, or plain and simple, Strick, transfer portal prospects are in wait-and-see mode, right? Yeah, Dylan Raiola had a pretty good freshman year. Don't know if he was, a no-doubt bona fide superstar, at least when you look at the numbers, and that's really what all these guys can look at. Dana Holgorsen getting back into the game. Yeah, we tend to like what he brought to Nebraska, but they still, scored 44 and then 10 points in his games. That's not necessarily consistent yet. Offense is flashy. Offense costs money. And Nebraska was, swimming with some big dogs for some of these prospects too. Are you more surprised that Nebraska wasn't able to haul in one of its first wave of transfers on the offensive side? Or do you think it makes sense given Nebraska's standing in the world of college football right now?
So, Austin, what I love about our show, Austin, man, is I love the fact that when we talk, we're not just talking about a microcosm of just a situation. I think a lot of our discussions are really broad spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why I say that. We've talked on this show, and you hear me say that all the time. You hear me say that all the time, right?
Yep.
And you hear me, and you think when I'm saying that, like I'm just throwing stuff to the wind. No, I'm saying it because we literally had a discussion about kicking the can down the road. And that's what it seems like Nebraska has continued to do. They, with coaches, with players, with staff, with mistakes, with different, it just seems like there's a problem kicked down the road, and then you make a switch, or you make an adjustment, or you fire someone, and it's just like the omnibus situation, the continuing resolution that's happening right now in government. It's like just to extend it a little bit longer so that we can deal with this problem a little bit later than having to face it right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you're seeing, Austin, is why they can't get them. You said a specific word, wait and see, right? That is a fringe way of saying kick the can down the road, because it's part of that. Here's why it's part of that kick the can down the road, like the way things have been going. You said it, Holgerson, not necessarily sure. Raiola, not necessarily sure. Inconsistencies, up and down. Receivers didn't really super thrive. I think if they would have had a Trey Palmer type of situation, you might be thinking a little bit differently. But because there was just so much inconsistency across the board, it's a kick down. So a lot of, you said another thing, pay. You're going to have to go out there and either pay. You're going to take risks. Nebraska's risk tolerance is not very high right now because of the early misses. Kick the can down the road. You miss with Sims, you miss with other people, and now you're kicking it down again. So that's why I'm saying, man, I think it's just a fringe issue that has been caused because of the way things have been kind of kicked down the road. And now the hesitation of the want to jump in, it's a harder sale because you've been selling, and it's been shifting and changing and being rearranged even in the midst of it all. So that's how I view it.
It makes sense. And Strick, we got this from BJ in Wichita on our Sartor Hamann Jewelers text line. He says, Strick is right. We need more. This isn't enough. We need more impact players. Absolutely, right? The talent that Nebraska had on its team last year that we said was improved still only got Nebraska to 6-6. Didn't get them to 8-4. Didn't get them anywhere beyond that as well. It got Nebraska to 6-6. No better, no worse. So yes, absolutely. Nebraska does need more impact players, but you don't just have them appear out of the transfer portal necessarily, right? The thing is that, like I said, offense costs. You're going after some of the top players on the market, right? Isaiah World was down to Nebraska, Oregon, and I think A&M was the other school. Those are two pretty big heavyweights, right, that have plenty of money to flash around, and they've been more successful than Nebraska. World ends up going to Oregon. Eric Rivers, one of the best guys at the receiver position out of the portal, he goes to Georgia Tech. Not much better than Nebraska, maybe a little bit better this year, but Southern guy wanted to stay in the Southeast. Nebraska wasn't able to reel in his commitment either. And Strick, it's kind of the blessing and the curse is that the blessing is Nebraska's at least in conversations with these guys, that Nebraska is in the top three. Other good programs, or even programs that are further ahead of Nebraska right now, want the same players on their roster that Nebraska is targeting. What's the difference? These other programs can sell more recent success. Maybe it's more money. Maybe it's just more wins or feeling better about the wins. And we talk about this with Brian Munson on our show all the time, too. It is great that Nebraska is in these conversations with these players, right? That's a good sign. So many prospects don't even give Nebraska a chance in the past. So the fact that Nebraska is getting visits from these players, is getting meetings and sit-downs with them, and is finishing in the top 3 or the top 5, that's not nothing. You can't discount that. But at some point, either Nebraska has to stop wasting time on these players that they're not going to get and start, going even deeper, diving in and trying to find more diamonds in the rough, or Nebraska has to make its pursuit of some of these top transfer portal players literally and figuratively pay off, right? Maybe what it takes is a huge infusion of cash to spike things. You have a good year just to get that ball rolling. I don't know if Nebraska wants to do that. I don't know if Nebraska is capable of doing that. It's not really for me to determine. But think about what we talked about with this Matt Rule staff as well. It wants to be developmental, right? You mentioned Trey Palmer. Yeah, he came from LSU, where he was wide receiver at number 6. And Trey didn't come because of money. He came because of relationships. Samori Toure came from Montana. Sure, some programs wanted him, but he found the right fit for him at Nebraska, and he thrived there. Billy Kemp coming from Virginia, right? Nebraska's leading receiver last year. Everything he was, sold to be, maybe not, but it was a tough year for offense, so credit Billy Kemp. But those guys, none of them are on the level of what Eric Rivers has already done, right? None of the offensive linemen, like a Jacob Hood, for example, that comes from Georgia, he's not the same level as an Isaiah World. So I think on the one hand, it's encouraging for fans to see that Nebraska is, in the running and in the conversation for some of these top players. But Strick, Nebraska continues to be unable to land them, which means if you're not going to get them out of the transfer portal, you got to recruit them out of high school, or you got to really, dig deep, mine for those diamonds in the rough and develop them on your own roster, which you would think would save you money in the short term. Maybe you have to pay them later. But if Nebraska's not going to grab these top guys out of the portal, they have to find ways to make sure that players of that caliber are developed once they actually are in the program, regardless of the number of stars attached to their name.
I think what it's come down to now, Austin, it's come down to, I think, three things. One, you got to have money, right? Mm-hmm. They say the saying is when you go to Vegas is scared money don't win money. Okay, so that's the thing. So there's gonna be nights you gonna go in there and they're gonna bust your head wide open to the white meat. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do that to you. And then it's gonna be nice when you're hitting them, and when you're hitting them, you gotta get your butt up and go take that money to the room, and then come back with a little bit less. But what I'm saying is, you gotta have money. The other thing is, you're gonna have to win games. So because ultimately, you've got to get to the why. I think the most wise are it's money. It's setting themselves up for future with the realization that I may not play this at the next level. I could get injured at any time. I may not get drafted. If I don't make it, I at least want to be, fairly set. Hopefully their advisors are taking care of them. The other part is winning games, meaning I think if Nebraska won more games, similar in fact to what in the second year, what Colorado did, I think you're having a different discussion because it changes the why. It changes the why and puts it in that category of not necessarily all about the money, but it puts it in that category of, you know what? They're surging. They're emerging. Everybody likes a winner. You know what I mean? So maybe I could be the one that takes them to the next level and moves them, get them into the playoff. Boom. That's that. And then the last thing is relationships. It's like you said, it's built relationships, strong relationships. And the why is, or it's relationships or the location. Meaning it's, I want to be closer to home. I was a little bit homesick. It was a little bit too far from me. This is a little too much. I've got friends or whatever the case may be. Or, I've got a great relationship. I know they're going to take care of me. I know they're going to watch me. I know they have watched me and they like me. So where they're going, I'm going. You know what I mean? So this is why, what's his name? And I'm going to let you talk because I want you to get it in before the break. But this is why the young fella from Florida State is possibly, has he signed yet?
I haven't seen him sign. Patrick Payton, not yet.
Yeah, okay. But this is why 2022, he was going to come here. And this is why sometimes that next location for people is the people that kind of had a love for you, or they thought about you, or they really considered you. You know what I mean? Just like, hey, your girlfriend's gonna, she might have dipped off on you, but she might spin the block, or the guy might spin the block back, realizing, oops, I made a mistake over here, like Britney Spears. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go to the text line here because I think there's some interesting thoughts. Old Dad 34 says being in the conversation isn't good enough either. You either close the deal with these kids or you stop going after them. Nebraska's got to close, but you also can't stop going after them. But Strick, I think what we're finding too, for the most part, not in every situation, but if you're a 6-6 team, it's going to be hard to get a difference maker like that because, especially from a program that is on the cusp of the college football playoff, or, is from a mid-major team, a group of 5 team that wants to go play in the college football playoff. I don't think there's many kids right now, Strick, that have first of all, the talent level, and second of all, maybe the mental framework to say, I am the guy that's going to kickstart this class. I'm the guy that's going to kickstart this program. I'm willing to put in all the work to go from 6-6 to 11-1 or 12-0. It's hard to go from 6-6 to 8-4. It's harder to go from 8-4 to 10-2. It's harder to go from 10-2 to 12-0 than 8-4 to 10-2. Right? It gets harder and harder and more difficult the more you go up in the echelons of college football. And I think the hope is that Nebraska got one of those guys last year in Dylan Raiola, right? And that he's a guy that you weren't expected to get. You're not normally in that conversation. And if you don't pursue him and you don't maintain that relationship, there's no way you get him. So you can't just not go after a guy of that talent level. But the other part is that Dylan Raiola had a tough job ahead of him and still does, right? He was never going to be enough on his own to elevate this program back into relevancy based on one loss record, right? He's one of 11 guys on the field for the Husker offense. So not seeing, a whole lot of improvement in terms of the record from the outside, it makes guys a little more hesitant to come to Nebraska. If Nebraska would have gone 8-4, 9-3, maybe you see guys say, oh yeah, that guy Dylan Raiola is the difference. Now I'm the next guy that's going to follow his lead. He and I teaming up. He's going to get me paid in the NFL. It's going to be great. I'm going to go there. We didn't necessarily see that huge step record-wise, and that's the first impression, right, for these transfer portal guys. Oh, Nebraska's contacting me. I know the name Nebraska, but I also know the recent history with them, so I'm not necessarily going to consider them. Jordan P. On the text line says, it is nothing, though, because when the financial side comes up, that's where Nebraska gets left behind. We aren't spending money compared to everyone else. This is what I don't know, Strick, right? And I think it's going to be a mystery. I want to give the people at 1890 credit for, I assume, doing their best job. I have no reason to believe they're not. We're never going to find out the exact financials or how this works behind the scenes. If Nebraska is doing its best to make competitive offers and players are still turning Nebraska down, maybe it's like you said, Strick, there are relationships, maybe it's location-based, something outside of Nebraska's control. But if Nebraska is still at the location disadvantage and Nebraska is playing the speed dating game, even though these players have been, quote-unquote, dating another coach or another program for even longer, dating back to high school, those are natural disadvantages that happen. You have to find a way to overcome them. If Nebraska has more money to spend on improving the roster than it is actually spending, then Nebraska's not doing everything in its power to be competitive. I don't know what the financials are, but if there's money being left on the table that you're not willing to offer guys that you are sure to be difference makers in your program to get the ball rolling in the right direction to the tune of 8 or 9 wins next year, then that is a huge oversight, a huge missed opportunity from the collective for holding back.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Austin, because here's the thing, right? There are times that you're going to take a loss in this manner. Meaning, for example, you don't think Jerry Jones took an initial loss after getting rid of the original Cowboy Stadium and moving into Arlington? Yes, there's supplements and all that stuff that go on. But to build that $1 billion stadium, you're going to take a loss. You have to put some heavy money into it, get it put up, and then fill it up, and then now everybody wants to come. You got all these different games, but now you'll see that turn the other way. You have to put more in your business. If you're starting a new business, you got to put more time into it, more effort into it, more resources into it, and you might not come up with nothing. Go to DP.
Right.
He's talked about that many times, about the fact of moving from out 48th Street down to downtown, what that was going to cost, how it was going to be, it was going to thin things out, going to make things tight, so forth and so on, until it starts to manifest and make the change. Nebraska's got to make a decision, Austin. Are we going to put the money in and go all in? Poker player sitting at the table, he don't got the hand to win that game. There might be a time he says, I'm going all in. And it's really because I'm putting it all on the line. The risk is high, but boy, that reward is even better if you're able to land it the right way. And that's the part. This is why your evaluations has got to be better. This is why you got to You got to look deeper. This is why you just can't look on the surface. You can't just look at measurables. All the stuff we talk about here on the block, also, you just can't do that. You have to look deeper. So if you're going to make that investment, you damn sure better be right.
That's some wisdom. That's some wisdom from my partner, E. Strick. What they put in you down there, Stricky? What they feed you to make you drop those nuggets like that?
Man, I wish it was the milk coffee, but it was actually Starbucks today.
Huh. Well, that's going to be what we'll dangle out here as the carrot at the end of the stick to get you to come home sooner than later. We'll go to break. Stricky, we'll catch up with you here in a little bit. Ellie and I got some volleyball to talk. Talk to you soon, partner.
Well, I'll see you later.
This is On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. Austin, just heard from Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland. Ellie's on the board. We'll be right back to the show after this.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you got to come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Everybody likes choices when it comes to gifts, and a Max Tan gift card offers spray tanning, UV tanning, and red light therapy at all Lincoln locations. Give the gift that everyone wants this holiday season by visiting any Max Tan location in Lincoln or at maxtan.net.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be windy. We'll see an afternoon high near 53. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a continued breeze, a low near 14. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds, and an afternoon high around 28. Meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrels Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Appreciate Stricky popping on from Dallas. We'll catch up with him again here soon. We're going to keep it here in studio, though. 1040 O Street, Austin, Norman, Ellie with you for the next little bit. Don't forget, in the next 5-10 minutes or so, we will be playing the shootout with Strick, but Ellie's kind of wimping out on this one. So we'll just play the tiebreaker question. We'll take it easy on her and take it easy on you, so get your texting fingers ready. Text line, you guys have been great so far on the show, 402-464-5685. Keep that up. We'll have plenty more to get to. Of course, tonight, Final Four. Rico is out there covering it for us. Make sure you find him on Twitter for some coverage there. Ellie, Nebraska back in the Final Four after getting dominated by Texas in last year's championship match. When you look at the journey this team has taken to the Final Four, what's been your favorite part of watching the team this year?
I think for me, it's just like the team chemistry. Even though we are the same team that we were last year, I think I'm seeing different things that I haven't seen before from last year. We're obviously bringing in some freshmen. Not all of them are playing, but you have people like Olivia Ma who come in, and then we have transfers like Taylor Landfair who's coming in, and she's done a really, really good job on the outside. So, and I've also seen, especially from Harper Murray, just her game and the level of play. I just see more determination from her, and I've been really enjoying watching her play. So just a lot of different team aspects that I've really appreciated this year.
The Harper Murray story, I think, is so cool because of the adversity, most of it self-inflicted, she went through last year, to bounce back and be playing the way she has. Dominated the game against Dayton, and then it was a full team effort against Wisconsin. I think we're starting to see Harper Murray unlocked, right? She came in, she was good as a freshman, but there's a difference between being good and national championship caliber good.
Exactly.
That's why Texas went right at her in the serve game in the national championship last year. It's been awesome to see her. I don't want to call it a redemption story, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's young. You grow up. It happens. But to see her evolution as a player on the court, to take that loss personally, they targeted me and not dwell on it, not be, oh, woe is me. It would have been so easy for Harper Murray to want to put positive headlines out there about her. And the easy way to do that is feed me the ball. I'm going to go get some kills, and then I'm going to go get some more kills. Then after that, I'm going to swing some more and get some more kills. But what Harper Murray has done is become a much better team player, a more well-rounded player. And you're really starting to see, I think, especially over these last couple months, the full range of her volleyball skills starting to come to fruition.
Especially because last year we had a pretty young team. There were freshmen. We didn't have any seniors that were graduating. So obviously we're not going to have that. Obviously, like people like Allie Batenhorst and Lexi Rodriguez and a few others had played in a national championship before. So they had that. But like Harper Murray, Bergen Riley, Lainey Choboy, they had no experience. They didn't know how high caliber that was. And I feel like they're just taking that. Every game that they played this year, I feel like they took the game from the national championship game from last year and they kind of put that in their head and it just drove them a little bit more. And now that we're finally getting to the Final Four and championship game is upon us, we're seeing some high level of volleyball from so many different people. Like this is the first time since 2008 that all 1 seeds from each region are coming in. And we have the Final Four. Like this is top notch volleyball that's happening. And I feel like people, especially like tonight, I told you before we got on air, like I think I'm most excited about tonight for these games than I am for the championship game because you got Pitt and Louisville going against each other for the 3rd time. You got Penn State and Nebraska 2nd time.
And all the history between those two schools in the postseason anyways.
It's a good night for volleyball, and I'm really, really excited to watch all these people play.
One of the best nights we've had in volleyball in a really long time. The other big storyline, I think, is John Cook already got 4 rings in pursuit of number 5 and number 6 for the program. That would be, it's hard to win that many titles regardless of the sport you're in, right? Whether at the professional level or the college level, to win 4 of them is impressive. And then let's not forget, Nebraska's been on the doorstep of number 5 3 times since they won number 5. They get right back to the championship game in 2018, falling 5 to Stanford, take a couple of year hiatus, let other people play as well, but losing 5 to Wisconsin in 2021. And then the Texas sweep last year. This is a program that I don't know if it's at the peak of its powers. It certainly feels like this is, one of the best runs, if not maybe the best run over the last decade from 2015. And that surprise run to the title all the way through this year and however it ends. But you mentioned it. The competition is pretty stiff, right? Pitt's been the number 1 team pretty much all year since Nebraska lost to SMU. Penn State finds a way to beat Nebraska up there. And then Louisville, obviously, not an underdog, hard to be an underdog, but maybe the least talked about of the 4 teams despite playing in their home gym. It's really interesting to me tonight with the matchup for Penn State specifically. We know the storyline the first time was Nebraska transfer Caroline Jurevicius goes off, right? She had a huge game. She's been really good all year for the college that her dad played his college football at. I'm curious to monitor how tonight goes because, at least from the outside looking in, it felt like that first game in State College up in Happy Valley was a vibes game. Penn State needed it. Penn State had to have it. Even if Nebraska lost, they're still going to most likely split the Big Ten title. Both teams would claim it. But you knew that the Penn State, a program that's better this year than it has been the last couple years, was going to come out, put its best foot forward. Is always going to be a tall challenge for Nebraska, who's on the low kind of dominated Penn State in this series, especially recently in the regular season. So I feel like Penn State was riding the emotional wave, was riding the vibes, and that was personified in Caroline Jurevicius in the big game.
She had a lot to prove.
And I'm not going to say tonight is not a vibes game. Right? Because whoever can ride that wave, manage the emotions better, certainly has a leg up. But I do think that this is where, that's a regular season match. It's at Penn State's home court. Now it's a neutral site. Nebraska knows what it did well. Nebraska knows what it did poorly. It's going to game plan specifically to stop what Penn State did well. It just feels like, I don't want this to be a homer take, but it does feel like this is more of a kind of traditional chess match, more so than a game that was based on vibes, like I thought the regular season meeting was potentially.
I agree, 100%. Well, I just think that game was, going into it, I knew that a lot of the people on the Nebraska volleyball team were sick. There was a lot of that whole weekend where they play Penn State, and then I'm pretty sure they went and played Maryland right after.
Yep.
That Maryland game, even after that, they lost the first set to Maryland and then won straight 3. But they were all just like not playing the level of volleyball that we've seen. And I also feel like in these last few games, we haven't seen Merritt Beeson playing at her best game. So I'm really hoping tonight. I don't really know what's been going on with her, or there's just, she hasn't just been clicking as well as she used to. So I'm hoping that tonight is a game where she can come out and really show us who the type of player that she is, because we know the type of play that she can do. But I'm really hoping that something clicks for her tonight.
It was interesting because John Cook was asked about that in the press conference yesterday, I believe it was. And he said, it's a tough game. You know, it's hard.
Exactly.
Which is kind of reductionist. And obviously when John Cook gives an answer like that, he knows, or he thinks he knows what's going on. And you know he's got something dialed up, some adjustment for Merritt Beeson to make. But I think part of it too is Merritt Beeson was such an integral part of that team last year, transferring in from Florida, was really putting up big numbers, but she's been able to take a bit of a backseat this year with Murray's emergence, with Krause and Landfair outside, obviously. And as always with this Husker program, the defense is going to get a lot of headlines. So I think having an X factor like Merritt Beeson, who has played some extremely high level volleyball for this team in the past, goes a long way. Last thing for this segment before we get to the shootout with Strick, ESPN put out its Final Four preview, and it asked 4 people who wins the national championship. First person says Pitt and Nebraska were 2 of the strongest teams all season, might be on a collision course. Next person says Nebraska in 5 purely because the Huskers have been there before. Person number 3, close call for certain, but I give Nebraska the slight edge. ... Nebraska wins number 6, mic drop. And then person number 4, if Nebraska gets another chance to play for the championship, I don't think it will let this one get away.
I hope so.
There are so many programs, not just in college volleyball, not just in college sports. You can look at pro sports. You can look just down the street if you want to just for Nebraska. Expectations like that would weigh on that team. As a fan, on the one hand, this is really fun to read. Hey, they all think Nebraska's going to win. Yeah. Cool. That's good vibes. Maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm a little more hesitant than I need to be, because I don't trust any program in Nebraska land more than I trust that volleyball program, right? I don't have any doubts they're going to put their best foot forward.
You and everyone else too.
Right. I mean, it's well deserved. So I have no doubts that they're not going to put their best foot forward. They're going to play well. They're going to be prepared. But I think back to one of the quotes that I remember hearing as a kid. I have it bookmarked on Twitter, and I always have to go back and listen to it because it just gives me chills. Quinn Cook from Duke in the locker room after, I don't remember who they played, but Duke is never the underdog. Nebraska's never the underdog. When you know you're going to dominate, it's fun to have that quote out there, to be a front runner. Yeah, we're never the underdog. No one can touch us. We're so much better. But like you said, all 4 1 seeds are here. Nebraska, when you look at these programs, it's between Nebraska and Penn State in terms of the most storied. Nebraska has the best defense. Pitt's been the best team all year. Louisville has the home court advantage, and Penn State has as much, if not maybe slightly more history than Nebraska, at least earlier history than Nebraska does. So, or maybe not earlier, but they had that run in the 2000s, right? As Nebraska was about to join the Big Ten, and then early on it was the Penn State thing. So it's hard for me to say Nebraska is not the favorite going into this because of all the factors combined. Nebraska is certainly the most balanced program in the moment. And then even if you look historically, but it wouldn't necessarily be an upset if Nebraska weren't to win the championship. You know, am I off base in that?
No, I 100% agree. There's been a lot of hate that goes towards volleyball players, especially because volleyball is a really, really big thing. So when Texas lost to Creighton, Texas players were getting a lot of hate and a lot of backlash on social media. It's just saying like, what happened? What went on there? These are people that are just going to college. They're athletes, but they're student athletes.
Right.
They have a life, and there's a lot of things that go into this. We're putting so much pressure and so many different things that go into the game of volleyball. And I'm really hoping, for the sake of mental health that's coming from this, especially from the Nebraska team and the stuff, the adversity from this and last year's, I am really, really hoping that we can, baby steps, win tonight's game, make it to the championship, see where we go from there. I want to see it happen. I'm a senior. This is the last time I'm going to be in school to see this happen. So I'm rooting for them big time. Like, obviously I have my sister's friend, Mallory Meyer. She plays at Pitt. So I have a little bias there for them. I just really
How
like
about
watching her
Nebraska
play.
having, 8 players in the Final Four, I think?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Uh-huh.
Volleyball state, baby.
It is a volleyball state. You got some big time players coming in. So I'm excited to see those people. And I feel like that for Nebraska, that's huge. Like, everybody's going to be watching in the state of Nebraska. Well, not just watching Nebraska in the Final Four, but watching the Pitt and Louisville game, because you have people from Nebraska that are playing in that. So there's going to be a lot of people watching.
You rooting for Pitt on the other side?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
All right. Text line, let us know. What's the championship matchup you want to see? I'm assuming you'll want Nebraska in there, but are you rooting for Pitt or Louisville in the first semifinal tonight? We'll take a break. We'll play the shootout with Strick to wrap up hour 1 of On the Block right after this.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be windy. We'll see an afternoon high near 53. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a continued breeze, and a low near 14. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds, and an afternoon high around 28. Meteorologist Kyle Butler for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Everybody likes choices when it comes to gifts, and a Max Tan gift card offers spray tanning, UV tanning, and red light therapy at all Lincoln locations. Give the gift that everyone wants this holiday season by visiting any Max Tan location in Lincoln or at maxtan.net.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful, with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work, to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Looking for a last-minute Christmas gift for the Husker fan and the family? Look no further. Share the Husker spirit by purchasing a women's basketball starting five mini plan today for just $65. The plan includes reserved seats for 5 home Big Ten matches for just $65. The Big Ten schedule is packed, with the Huskers hosting 7 contests against 2024 postseason qualifiers. Help us show the Big Ten what Husker Nation is all about by purchasing your starting five mini plan today. Don't wait. Head over to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat. Go Big Red.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com, because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
It is time to play the game. It's the last segment of first hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays that we play the game show. We like to call the Shootout with Strick. Strick is remote and on the phone when we do have him, so he won't be playing. And Magic brings up a good point on our text line. Nobody wants any part of Ellie. She was perfect on Tuesday when Strick couldn't get a single one. Come on, we need someone easier. So we are taking mercy on the people. We are taking mercy. Ellie will not compete, but we will need you to text in your answer, over, under, or push, once you hear the number that Ellie's going to give. She's still involved. Play the tiebreaker question. Just one question. You can do this. I know you're on break and everything, so you're checked out. You're out of here.
So high expectations. I just went with what made the most sense.
Well, you did great.
And
Let's
I'm
see if you
not
can
good
follow
with
it up.
numbers.
Well,
Okay.
we got to follow it up here. Okay. Trivia question for today, the tiebreaker question. How many kills does Harper Murray have this year?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
How many kills does Harper Murray have this year? Nebraska is 33-2. Harper Murray has, I believe, played in all matches, and I believe all sets as well. Maybe not all sets. I see him seeing some 117. So he might have missed one set this year. 35 matches, 116 sets played for Harper Murray. How many kills does she have, Ellie?
I'm going to say.
She leads the team, by the way. I'm not trying to trick you.
I know. I feel like she has way more kills than she does last year because we're giving her the ball. She had like 21 kills. I'm going to say like 5 or 6. Let's do 546.
Ellie says 546 kills for Harper Murray. 402 46.
Okay, 546.
546?
Somebody say push. No, somebody
Over,
say over.
under, or push Ellie's answer at 402-464-5685. You have to pick another number. What number texter do we want to give it away to? Number between 1 and 9.
Let's do 2.
Texter number 2. All right, that is a win for the Bandit. The Bandit, you are the winner. You are the winner. The answer is under, and it is significantly under 391. So only 150 off.
I was giving her the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, maybe.
And then some.
Yeah. I was like, okay, she hasn't hit 1,000 kills yet.
No,
She's only a sophomore.
It's true.
But she'll be there next year. She'll get 1,000 next year.
Oh, yeah. If she keeps up this pace.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, just because
4-0. You're still 4-0 in the actual question.
I am, yeah.
So.
Don't give me the ones where I actually have to say a number. Give me a 50-50 chance and I'll get it right.
Tiebreaker is meant to be a little more difficult. Bandit, you win. We'll get your information. We'll get you your $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. We'll go to break. When we get back, we'll get Strick on the horn. Have him talk through Atlanta benching Kirk Cousins. Where does that fall with the worst contracts in sports? Are the Falcons full that they drafted Michael Penix Jr. in the first round of last year's NFL draft? All that and more ahead in hour 2 of On the Block, brought to you by Nepco.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you got to come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
This holiday season, grab the gift that everyone is hoping to open on Christmas morning and savor for as long as possible. Fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Beatrice Bakery offers their traditional fruitcake, their signature liqueur cakes infused with rum, brandy, or other liqueurs, and now Beatrice Bakery has nut-free options. Visit grandmasbakeshop.com to place your order now. They'll ship anywhere in the world. Happy holidays from Beatrice Bakery.
Looking to upgrade your equipment? Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer in Nebraska and northern Kansas, has an offer you don't want to miss. Through December, purchase a model year 2022, 23, or 24 tractor, combine, or sprayer, and take advantage of financing as low as 3.9 for 60 months. That's right. Get the equipment you need with affordable payments designed to keep your operation running strong. Stop by your local Landmark Implement today or visit landmarkimp.com to learn more. Experience the Landmark difference.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
You've called out the thunder. Now get ready for the boom! Gaze of fear.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman.
I think we're getting scammed by a kindergartner.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com.
Quick thinking yesterday with that special talents thing. I feel bad for the guy. Just hope he doesn't get wise.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin, presented by Nebco.
Welcome back. Hour 2 of the show brought to you by Nebco. Check them out online at nebcoinc.com. And don't forget, this week is the Together We Win campaign with 1890 Nebraska. To donate, you can text NEBNIL to 801801 or give online at 1890nebraska.com. We did have the completion of our county map. All 93 counties were either given from or adopted. So 93.7 The Ticket will be contributing $5,000 to the Together We Win campaign that does run through tomorrow. Still got a little bit of time to give to that. Again, 801-801 is the number with NEBNIL, or online at 1890nebraska.com. Austin Norman with you, Ellie, on the board. We got Strick back on the phone. Stricky, we're going to dive into the NFL, right? We saw this happen earlier in the week. Some stuff has popped up. We haven't had a chance to get to it. But we talk about contracts all the time here, and Kirk Cousins might need to help start up some NIL funds for the Atlanta Falcons to pay off his contract. It's a bad one, but Stricky, despite just signing him this offseason, the Atlanta Falcons are benching him with 3 games to play in the regular season, and their lead in the NFC South is gone. Your reaction to the Falcons turning to Michael Penix Jr. instead of Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position?
Well, I think it's one of those things where we've seen this happen all the time. You know, he had a great run up in Minnesota. You know, when you have the kind of talent that you have, there's times where you just throw that thing up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can flick it around. It's gonna be so many more openings and so many more opportunities. And when those windows close, as far as what's going on with him, just not playing well. You know, his opportunity presented itself. So then you got to ask the question: did he get content? Is his skill set diminishing? Is he not putting in the time? Because $100 million guaranteed, 50 signing bonus, $90 million guaranteed over the next 2 seasons, and then an additional $10 million for a whopping $100 million. Come on, man! Come on, man! That's crazy. So you made a big mistake on that end. Now you got to pay the Pied Piper, and you know at least he's on your books for 2 years. With a dead cap, you could probably I don't know the extent of his full contract, but you know at least there's a waivable part of that contract, but I don't know when that is for them or what their dead cap hits are going to be based on his contract.
And I got that pulled up, Stricky. I got it pulled up. So the out is after 2026. It appears after 2 years and $100 million paid to Kirk Cousins with a $35 million dead cap hit.
After the 2 years?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you didn't hamstring yourself. It's like you being Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest guys in the NFL, but you got a hamstring issue. You can't get deep. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
that's what their organization's going to look like. And it's sad because I understood why they probably went in this manner. There was a bunch of mediocrity at the quarterback position for the Atlanta Falcons. They felt that they needed, to land somebody, but they also was looking at the Green Bay backup plan, how Green Bay probably was letting that, didn't want to thrust their young quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., into the mix just so early in this process. They wanted to let him learn and glean and get professionalism and become a better quarterback in the long run. And you missed the mark. You picked the wrong guy. And I said this a while ago, but everybody in the ticket and everybody in the football space was so high on Kirk Cousins. I wasn't as high on him. I thought it was a bad deal right up front. But ultimately, they're going to have to pay the Pied Piper, man. Going with Michael Penix Jr. now, this is the one thing that you talked about with Indianapolis.
Right.
He said, make a decision. And at least you can say that the Atlanta Falcons made a decision. And then kick that can down the road like Nebraska's going to.
No kidding. I mean, similar red colors, but they've made different decisions. And Strick, I mean, it's been obvious to some degree in terms of what Atlanta has asked him to do or not do. They've lined up in the pistol a lot. According to ESPN, he has only 11 designed rollouts this year. His average running speed at the time he's throwing the ball, 2.43 miles per hour, and the only player slower since 2016 at the quarterback position with that stat is Ben Roethlisberger near the end of his career in 2017. You also look at, the inability to scramble, right? We had Husker fans asking, why isn't Dylan Raiola scrambling? Why isn't he running when there's pressure? Well, he was choosing not to. We saw later in the year that he had that ability, but Kirk Cousins just doesn't have it anymore. He's been pressured on 115 dropbacks. He's scrambled one time out of 115 chances. His time to throw under pressure, 3.36 seconds, which is second fastest. So when you give him the option to get the ball out quickly, guess what? He can still get the ball out quickly, but that's never been Kirk Cousins' game, right? It's always been big arm down the field. It's been play action shot and deep balls from Washington to Minnesota, like you're saying. Atlanta has had to take that out of the playbook because Kirk Cousins doesn't have the arm strength, doesn't have even the base at this point coming off that right Achilles injury to push off and make those throws down the field. So they've taken out the one thing that he was consistently good at and tried to ask him to replace it with stuff that he's not very good at. He's processing slower. The velocity isn't there. And you can understand the game plan, right? An older quarterback, still mentally on top of the game. But we see this, Strick, sometimes when you hit the wall hits you back. The wall is just hitting Kirk Cousins. He keeps running into it, whatever it is. He doesn't have the physical skills, doesn't have the guys around him necessarily to make up for it. And that's where it's almost impressive that Atlanta was in such a good position in the division as long as it was. They were 6-3 at one point, but now they're just 1-4 over their last 5. And Cousins has been arguably the worst qualified quarterback in the NFL. 1 touchdown pass, 9 interceptions, and 11 sacks in 5 games. We found out the end for Kirk Cousins was basically right now, and luckily for us, we didn't have to pay him $100 million like the Falcons did.
That part, yeah, he's on the Sohei Ohtani retirement plan right now. So shoot, he's $100 million richer for it, and it's going to be interesting to see how Atlanta is going to finish up. You know, how are they going to finish up? What is it going to look like? Because there's nothing worse than having to pay that outcome and still make the playoffs, possibly, and be in that middle road, middle tier with no room in sight to go up and out. With a $35 million dead cap hit, that's going to affect you. That's just going to affect you being able to get the pieces. It's like you're missing 2 years right now of your coveted 5-year window that you would normally get with a young quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, even if you would have done something like get a Justin Fields, we shouldn't have that kind of hit that was going to hit you upside the head. You know, you could probably have a pretty solid quarterback, you know. I'm only saying, I'm just saying, somebody, find you your Geno Smith. Let me just say that. You know, you can get there's probably was a quarterback out there, fell off a little bit. You just needed a change of venue could emerge instead of going out and having to pay the big bag. But you went and paid the big bag, hoping this is let me tell you what the strategy was. You pay the big bag to him. You look at the fact that in that South Division, it was weak. So we can take off on that South Division, then use him, get out. Michael Penix doesn't really have enough to put enough numbers up to demand or command the big bag like a Tua or Jalen up
in Philly, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or any of them. You didn't have to pay them because you were still in that window. And you didn't have enough to, hey, Mike, we really love you, man. We want you to stay, but really nobody's going to pay you for the 1 year you just had or the 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's best to stay here with us. You know, we'll give you this, maybe for 2 years, give you another cup. So they were going to use that on the players. And it backfired on him, Austin. Talk to me if I'm wrong. 402-464-5685. Talk to me. Because I see it. I just saw how they tried to navigate that space, put themselves in a position. But now you can mess around and you're going to be stuck like Chuck and not able to really maneuver and move because you're not low enough to be able to really get something that, you're going to get something, but you ain't going to be able to really maximize your drafting capacity.
No, I think that's a good spot to jump off then, Strick, because if the Atlanta Falcons are going to do something with Kirk Cousins, it pretty much has to be trade him. You release him, you get nothing for him. You're just paying money to a guy to not play for you. Organizations don't want to do that unless it's absolutely their last resort. So you're probably going to be able to offload him to someone, probably a 6th round, maybe a 7th round pick from some team. ESPN throws some options out there. The first kind of group of teams that they think could trade a day 3 pick to the Atlanta Falcons for Kirk Cousins, the Jets, the Giants, the Titans, and the Raiders. Any of those teams, do you think, take a flyer on Kirk Cousins over the offseason?
I'm going to say no. Why? You just laid out a whole swath of why not. Velocity, no movement. He might even be worse than Peyton Manning right now when he was in his immobility, right?
Yeah.
So you're immobile. You're a pocket passing guy with no velocity and no ability to get the ball deep. Balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why would I trade for that? Like, why would I take on that?
I wouldn't. I sure wouldn't. And yet, Strick.
You already, especially if you're the Jets, you didn't already trick it off right now with the decision you made, who had similar issues. Yeah. He was a very mobile quarterback in your boy.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy.
Your boy. Hey, now, that's your boy. That is absolutely your boy. Aaron Rodgers. See, I'm with you, Strike Me. As I look at those teams, the Jets, yeah, you already rode that carousel. The Giants, maybe you want a bridge guy if you're going to draft a quarterback at the top of the draft. You could probably say the same thing for the Raiders, right? You like the guy that you're drafting, but you don't want to throw him out there right away. So you'll trade a day 3 pick for 1 year of Kirk Cousins, and that can be that. The Titans, probably in that same boat. With Will Levis, not exactly sold on him, but will Tennessee be able to grab one of those top picks? I don't know. They do have a second tier of teams then, Strick, the Panthers, the Colts, and the Steelers. The Panthers, I think, are buying in on Bryce Young, who's been better since the benching. The Colts have played that game before. I would hate to see them trade a day 3 draft pick for Kirk Cousins. The Steelers are interesting to me. The Steelers are really interesting. Mike Tomlin still hasn't had a losing season. And I thought Russell Wilson was cooked. I thought he was completely washed, and they're making some magic with him. If you're the Steelers, do you re-sign Russell Wilson to a short-term deal? Do you roll the dice with Justin Fields? Or are you willing to trade a day 3 pick and trust that Mike Tomlin, that defense, and whoever he can cobble together for an offensive staff and playmakers are enough to make Pittsburgh a playoff team with Kirk Cousins?
If you don't want to pay the big bag, and if Russell continues to have a pretty good season, there's 2 ways about it. One, you can get him. You can probably get Russell at a fair market value right now, and not have to go overboard. You can probably get him for a little more of what you probably paid Gino, right?
Sure.
And if he doesn't go for it, that's the beautiful thing about what's going on with the Steelers right now is, okay, well, we love you. Thank you for what you did for us, and we appreciate you. Justin, it's your time, my boy. Because now you don't really have to. He's already in. He already understands the system. He's a good fit. He had success before Russell came back. You can roll the dice with him, and you don't have to really pay. You don't have to take on that big bag to deal with it on a trade, and you don't have to give up nothing. Like, you don't have to pay the signing bonus money, but you don't have to pay the salary money.
Right. And so I think that would be an interesting option. KJ in Lincoln says, I agree with Strick, but the Raiders and Giants are just stupid enough to do it, and that is go get Kirk Cousins. Bama fan in Lincoln is disappointed that the Falcons are benching Kirk Cousins. He says, keep him in there. They're doing great. The playoffs need Baker Mayfield, so Atlanta needs to keep losing. But Strick, that's the thing. 3 games left for the Atlanta Falcons. They turn to Michael Penix Jr., the rookie out of Washington by way of Indiana before that. What are your expectations for Michael Penix, an older rookie taken in the top quarter of the first round of the NFL draft, a big surprise pick by the Atlanta Falcons? They must really believe in him. They had to play Kirk Cousins given the contract, But what do you think is a fair expectation for Michael Penix? Is it fair for us to expect him to lead the Falcons to the playoffs in his first 3 starts?
Is he going to be Love or is he going to be Trey Lance? This is kind of what they're watching for, I think. You know, they're looking at it from the probably the standpoint of what Nebraska was looking at their OC situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, let's see, let's test the waters and see, because anything right now could possibly be better than what we're getting. And you got to think about it. They're not just looking at wins and losses. They're looking at metrics. They're looking at advanced analytics.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at, this isn't sustainable. This doesn't get better. The more and the closer you get to the playoffs, the harder it gets. Complexity, the defenses, they got a full layout of your strengths and your weaknesses, and they're gonna expose that to the fullest. So they're maybe looking at it, well, we've got a mobile quarterback with a big arm. Guys are going to be able to jump routes as easy possibly.
Mm.
Your rush lane got to be a little bit different. Like it's an all-out blitz. Like it's an all-out blitzkrieg when you're talking about him being in there as opposed to Penix. You know, Kirk Cousins being in there as opposed to Penix.
Yeah.
It makes your lanes might have to be a little bit more disciplined. You know what I'm saying? As far as your rush lanes, you might have to spy some. You don't have to spy with freaking Kirk Cousins. Everybody go for the gusto. You know, that's kind of, so it does change the way that you have to approach game planning a little bit.
Last thing for you, Strick, before we get to your boy, the Juggernaut, Rico Suave, on to talk some Final Four. Do the Huskers get it done tonight, and are they able to bring home national championship number 6 this weekend? What do you say, partner?
I'm forever red, man. I'm rolling with the Huskers to get it done, man. To learn their lessons and to apply those lessons and get the job done.
I love it. Stricky, drop some knowledge on some season ticket holders. We'll talk to you again soon, partner.
No, man. All right, y'all.
That's E-Strick joining us on our Allo Fiber VIP line. Allo's where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. You can watch us thanks to Allo, part of their cable package. They've given us channel 961. So if you're sitting at home, you can pull up your phone. You can listen on the app and all the streams. That's great. But you want us on the big screen. You want us on the TV. Got a nice surround sound system set up. You can hear us crystal clear through that surround sound setup. Just pull us up on Allo channel 961. We'll go to break. When we get back, Rico live with us from Louisville. He should be in or at least near the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. We'll get his Final Four breakdown, some thoughts from him when we get back to On the Block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, Brooks, Hoka, and more to make you fashionable and comfortable. Grab a new Ridge wallet or buy 3, get 1 free on smart wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy person in your life. Brown Shoe Fit at 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Looking to upgrade your equipment? Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer in Nebraska and northern Kansas, has an offer you don't want to miss. Through December, purchase a model year 2022, 23, or 24 tractor, combine, or sprayer, and take advantage of financing as low as 3.9 for 60 months. That's right. Get the equipment you need with affordable payments designed to keep your operation running strong. Stop by your local Landmark Implement today or visit landmarkimp.com to learn more. Experience the Landmark difference.
This holiday season, grab the gift that everyone is hoping to open on Christmas morning and savor for as long as possible. Fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Beatrice Bakery offers their traditional fruitcake, their signature liqueur cakes infused with rum, brandy, or other liqueurs, and now Beatrice Bakery has nut-free options. Visit grandmasbakeshop.com to place your order now. They'll ship anywhere in the world. Happy holidays from Beatrice Bakery.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here during On the Block, brought to you by Nebco. Austin Norman, Ellie with you, joined by our favorite, Mr. Assistant Program Director. Rico joins us here. Enrique Alvarez, player, give him a follow on Twitter at Radio Rico AC. Rico, I want to give you props too. People said your lasting legacy, the last thing you did before you left us, I say extremely teary-eyed, was our Christmas Open. People are loving that, so thank you for your hard work on that.
Do they really like it? I'm really glad that they can. I'm sorry if you can barely hear me. I'm currently outside. They have a red carpet event where the teams get off their buses, walk down a red carpet. There are people packed along the sides of it. This is going to be Pittsburgh, who comes in first. They've got DJ, they've got the band, they've got the Pittsburgh Panther guy, person thing. They've got the cheerleaders. It's a really fun time out here. It's a wee bit chilly, but we're having fun out here at the Fan Fest. And we're just waiting for Pittsburgh to make the half a block drive from their hotel.
Jeez, come on, Pitt. Get with it. Number one overall seed and can't even be on time. What are we doing? Is that a reason to vote against Pitt this week?
4:30.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be here at 4:30, man. I don't know what's going on.
4:35. Come on, Dan Fisher. Get it together. Get it together. Rico, Ellie and I had some good volleyball conversation. I would like to bring in another expert, though. There's a lot to get to. There's a lot to talk about. And one of the things that Ellie and I talked a little bit about, one of the things that John Cook was asked about in his press conference was Merritt Beeson, right? The question to him was, Merritt's going through it. She's fighting it. She's struggling a little bit. What do you do to get her going? I guess my question for you is Merritt Beeson legitimately struggling? Is she taking a step back from last year? Or is it more she's taking a back seat maybe with the emergence of Harper Murray?
I think it's the first one. I do believe that she has taken a step back from last year. I mean, she was a first-team All-American last year. They announced the All-American teams last year. Nebraska had 4. I think they had 1 on the honorable mention. Potentially, it was not Merritt Beeson. She was not anywhere to be seen on the All-American list. From going from first-team All-American to not an All-American whatsoever, she's taken a step back. It's not just that she's taken a back seat to Harper Murray because she's kind of exploded on the scene this year more than she exploded on the scene last year. But Merritt Beeson is kind of going through it. She had a really, really good start to the season, and people thought, she was in line for another All-American honors. But, hey, Nathaniel. Sorry, the SID for Nebraska just went by. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, she was in line to probably have another All-American season. But as the season has gone on, she's kind of slowed down in her production. And the last 2 matches for Nebraska, she was, and I mean this in a nice way, I don't mean this in a mean way whatsoever, she was kind of a non-factor, kind of non-existent in the last 2 matches.
When you say that, are you talking specifically offensively, or are you talking about even defensively she wasn't there? Because, yes, Merritt Beeson is a talented hitter, but you don't go number 1 overall in the Pro Volleyball Federation draft if all you are is an offensive player. She's still, playing her role in playing 6 rotations and playing defensively and as a leader on the team. Is it just kind of offensively where maybe she's not the same as last year?
She's actually not playing 6 rotations this year. She actually comes out for a little bit in the back row. She's still an amazing defender, and there are times where she does get left back there. And again, her digs, her blocks, everything, her defensive prowess is still there. But again, the last 2 matches, offensively, she has struggled mightily. She's taken double-digit swings. I believe she had around 17 in the first match against Dayton, had 5 kills, 4 errors. She barely got a positive hitting percentage in that one. And against Wisconsin, again, another non-factor with kills. She had less errors, but she didn't have many kills. And her blocking prowess she was getting her hands on a lot of balls, but she wasn't blocking many. So she's just kind of going through it right now, and not really sure what you have to do to get her going. But if you want to beat Penn State, if you want to beat the winner of Pittsburgh and Louisville, you're gonna have to have Merritt Beeson step up. You can't just be a one-trick pony and rely on Harper Murray to be your only source of offense. I understand that Andy Jackson, Rebecca Alex, and the likes are doing their thing, but Merritt Beeson is your number 2. If she can get it going again, if we can get half of what we had from Merritt Beeson early in the season, Nebraska's going to be extremely dangerous.
Ellie and I talked a little bit about that Penn State game. Nebraska ends up losing that one on the road in Happy Valley. I kind of want your take on that game compared to this one, Rico, because from the outside, from here, watching the game on TV, it just kind of felt like a big vibes game in favor of Penn State, right? They're playing at home. They know the Big Ten title's on the line. Penn State's getting its fair share of headlines, but certainly not as many as a Nebraska team that's been in the top 5 pretty much all year, been ranked number 2 behind Pitt almost since the loss at SMU. And obviously the emotional component, right? Being at home with Nebraska specifically coming to town for Maggie Mendelson, who's played really well, and Caroline Jurevicius, who had arguably her best game of the year. Obviously, Penn State's a talented team. It felt like they really just had the emotional edge in that one Nebraska couldn't really overcome. Do you think that carries over to tonight, or is this more of that traditional chess match, our best versus your best, adjustments will end up winning the day?
I have said it on the other 2 shows that I've been on, and I'll say it on this show, and I'll say it on the next show that I'm on. The vibes were immaculate for Penn State in that match. They had the home field advantage. They were playing for at least a share of the Big Ten title. They have, obviously what's going on with their head coach and the emotional attachment of Maggie Mendelson and Caroline Juravicius facing their forward team for the first time. The vibes were immaculate up in Happy Valley at Penn State, and it just swung the way of Penn State. It also helped that Nebraska hit a season low of their hitting percentage. They hit around 154, I believe, and they haven't been that low in any other game this season. So you mix that with the emotional attachment and Caroline Juravicius getting her season high in kills, her career high in kills with 18 against Nebraska. It just kind of fell the way of Penn State. And with this one being on a neutral site, being that there's going to be more than likely more Nebraska fans than there are Penn State fans in this venue at the KFC Yum Center. Again, if you can get Merritt Beeson to give you a little bit, I see Nebraska coming out on top in this one just because, you're out of the friendly confines of Penn State's home and you've already gotten that first match with your former team for Maggie and Caroline out of the way. Not saying that they won't come out and they won't have fight, they won't have heart, but it's just going to be a little bit dampened, which is kind of weird to say considering they're playing for a spot in the national championship game.
We heard John Cook. He was asked about the transfer portal kind of in general, right? And there's been a lot of stories around those two transfers out of Nebraska going to Penn State. When John Cook was asked about the transfer portal and players transferring out of Nebraska, he says, yeah, it hurts, right? You pour resources, you pour time, you pour energy, you build relationships with these players, and it really hurts. It really stinks to see them leave. When you look at Mendelson and Juravicius again tonight, is there still some of that emotional carryover for them? Was it a personal decision? They disagreed with how Nebraska was using them or the plan for them? Or was it a business decision? Penn State was just a better opportunity for them. No hard feelings, but you're always going to be fired up when you play a team that you have familiarity with.
I think it's the latter. I don't think there are any hard feelings between Caroline, Maggie, and John Cook in the Nebraska program. You asked Andy Jackson. We asked Andy Jackson that yesterday, and she said that, she still loves him. She still has love for him, but, she's going to do her best to go out and beat them. So when you have it in that aspect and you have these two women who are as John Cook said, they poured resources into, and they wanted them to stay here. They wanted them to play a part in Nebraska development. I think it was a business decision. It was the best thing for them because with Andy Jackson's emergence towards the end of the season, that kind of kicked Maggie Mendelson out of the spot unless she wanted to be that third middle blocker, kind of what she wanted to be that third middle blocker where she's kind of sitting on the bench and waiting for, a blowout or somebody's really struggling that she can get into the game. And with her talent, she shouldn't be doing that. She should be in matches. She should be playing. It's just she wasn't as good as Rebecca. She wasn't as good as Andy. So the Andy explosion towards the end of the season kind of pushed her out. And Caroline Juravicius was just the odd one out with a bunch of outside hitters that are extremely talented for Nebraska. Her and Harper Murray coming in the same class. Caroline Juravicius, by all accounts from every Nebraska player and the coaches, was the most athletic person on the team, but her skill set just didn't fit exactly with what Nebraska was doing, and Harper Murray was just that tick better than her. And then you have another year with Merritt Beeson. Caroline doesn't want to sit for another year. She wants to play. It makes sense to also go back to where her dad played football, and now her sister's going to follow her there as well.
Ava Juravicius, pride of Lincoln Lutheran. Of course, the Huskers get a Lincoln Lutheran commit of their own in Carrie Leinbach. So shout out Warriors, the all alma mater. Love repping them. Rico, obviously, when you look at Nebraska, you think defense, right? Kelly Sheffield said there are shots that Wisconsin hit that nobody except Nebraska in the country is finding a way to dig. And the defense starts up front with the middles and the outsides at the net, right? Getting positive touches. But then the back row for Nebraska hasn't just been good. It's been elite pretty much all year, led, of course, by senior libero Lexi Rodriguez. Put in perspective for people just how rare it is for a libero to be in the conversation and be one of the final four players left standing for the National Player of the Year award like Lexi Rodriguez is.
Well, you want to know how rare it is that it's never happened before. There's never been a libero up to Player of the Year, never been a libero in the finals for the selection of Player of the Year. And I mean this with all due respect. I don't think a libero will ever win Player of the Year, unfortunately. What they do is amazing, and it's beautiful, and it's art, and it's fun to see, but it's not what the people pay to see, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. People want to see kills. They want to see offense. They want to see blocks. They want to see the ball getting roofed and slammed back down into somebody's face. And unfortunately, what Lexi does, although amazing and beautiful and artistic, as I was saying, is just not going to get it done to win Player of the Year. It's amazing that she's even up as a finalist for Player of the Year. And with that fourth selection as an All-American is the only, 99.9% sure this is true, the only libero to ever be a four-time All-American. And she's the third Husker to ever be a four-time All-American, joining Sarah Pavin and Katie Ralston.
Pretty elite company there, and you look at those names and look at those statistics. Rico, I was reading the ESPN preview alongside all of your content, obviously from out there in the Ville, and everyone at ESPN says they think that Nebraska can make its way through, and that if the Huskers beat Penn State, they feel good about the Huskers' chances to win the national championship later this weekend. It's another thing Ellie and I were talking about. All the expectations on this program, specifically this head coach, the documentary, the stadium match. Obviously, some of that was last season in the offseason. There's no program on campus with expectations that get lived up to quite as consistently as Husker volleyball. So on the one hand, like, Nebraska's never the underdog. Reading that Nebraska's favored back on a stage where they're at for the bajillionth time, it seems like, it's hard for me to say that Nebraska is the underdog because of the history, because of the tradition, because of how this team specifically even has played this year. But it's hard for me to say Nebraska is the odds-on, hands-down favorite, right? Pitt's been ranked number one. The metrics will have the Panthers a little bit ahead of Nebraska. Penn State beat Nebraska in the one head-to-head meeting. Oh, and by the way, Louisville, the host team, is still in here as a one seed in its own right on its home floor. Is it championship or bust this year for Nebraska? Is the revenge tour not complete if the Huskers don't win a national championship? Or, is it, hey, it's a loaded Final Four, no harm, no foul if Nebraska is I say in air quotes, a semifinalist or just makes a national championship match?
No, it's championship or bust. Every year for Nebraska volleyball is championship or bust, and especially with this team, probably one of the more talented teams that Nebraska's had in quite some time. If you ask the players from the start of the season, and even right now, what their goal is for the season, it's never, we make the Final Four, we've got 4 All-Americans, we've got this, we've got that. No, it's sending these seniors, this senior class out with a championship. They have been playing for this senior class. They've talked about their whys all season. Rebecca Alec mentioned her why is the senior class. The reason that she plays this game as hard as she does, or one of the reasons that she plays this game as hard as she does, is for this senior class and for her team overall. For Nebraska volleyball, with how good they've been year after year after year after year after year, I can keep going if you want me to, after year, it's championship or bust every single time for them. And regardless of how loaded this field is, when you look at the teams, when you look at Pitt, you look at Louisville, you look at Penn State, if you take the best of the best, if you take how these teams play at their very best, I would probably give the edge to Nebraska. Although Pitt is an amazing team and has played fantastically all season, as you said, has been ranked number one damn near all season. They are number one offensively, hitting around 300 as a team, and they are number one defensively. If you look at the teams that both teams have played, I've got to give the edge to Nebraska in the Big Ten, although the ACC is a stacked conference. Both teams lost to SMU. Pitt had to go to 5 to lose to SMU down in Dallas. Obviously, Nebraska got swept. But this Nebraska team is just so talented and is just so driven to not only get back to the championship game, but win the championship. What happened last year left the most sour taste in their mouths that you can imagine, that just getting to the game again and losing might be even worse for them.
Rico, who do you think comes out of the other side of the bracket? Who comes out of the ACC championship part 2? Do you see the number 1 overall seeded Panthers, or is it the homestanding Cardinals?
Man, Louisville is playing some really good volleyball as of late. Pittsburgh has kind of faltered down the stretch. I'd say faltered, but they still haven't lost. They had a really close game against Oregon in the regional. Had to go to 5, and Oregon kind of let that one slip through their fingers. You could say the same thing about Louisville when they were facing UNI. But I think that Louisville's playing better volleyball, but I'm going to have to go with Pitt just because of the talent disparity that they have and the size. The size, my goodness. I was watching Pitt practice yesterday. That is a massive team.
Do you want, let's say Nebraska makes it through, right? Let's say Nebraska beats Penn State tonight, however that looks. What's the better storyline? Nebraska taking down the only team that's been ranked ahead of them consistently this year, the team that most people say is the deserving number 1 in Pitt? Or is the better storyline Nebraska crushing little old Louisville's hopes and dreams, obviously the John Cook, Danny Buzzboom Kelly storyline, in winning a national title on Louisville's home court? Which to you is the better storyline if Nebraska were to make it through to the national championship game?
that Danny Buffoon-Kelly in Louisville on their home court storyline is just so sweet, isn't it? Like, that would be amazing. But to me, it's the Pitt storyline. It's the, sorry, if that car was super loud. It's the Pitt storyline that's the team that's been above you all year. That's the team that everybody has had as their odds-on favorite all year. They've taken all of the first-place votes multiple times. They've taken first-place votes away from you when you had some first-place votes. They rarely relinquish any of those first-place votes, and they're about to, more than likely, have the player of the year on their roster. That is going to be the better storyline in my eyes, especially, I mean, look at Pitt and all the awards they're raking them, and they have Coach of the Year. They had multiple All-Americans. They're going to have the Player of the Year. They're the number 1 overall seed. Like I said, they've been ranked ahead of you all year. If you can take them down, then that's just the icing on the cake of, yes, we are the best team in the nation because we beat the best team in the nation. We beat everyone else. You're going to avenge your loss to Penn State, probably, hopefully, more than likely. Let's see what happens. And then with the potentially win over Pittsburgh, if you play them and if you do beat them, I'd say that avenges your SMU loss as well.
There it is, Rico. Appreciate your time. I know you got some content to get as well. Don't go too far from your phone, though. I know DP and Jay want to talk to you. I'll give you a call here in a little bit. Good to hear from you, man.
All right, good to hear from you guys. And I'll see you guys hopefully not until Monday.
That will indeed hopefully be the case. That's Rico with us on our VIP line, brought to you by Aloe Fiber. That's where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. We'll take a break. We'll cross it over. Thanks to Love Volleyball Omaha for the crossover. Then Old School kicks off with Thirsty Thursday next on the ticket.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. They are thankful for many things this year and every year, and hope that everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of December. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft on end-of-the-year specials store-wide at their new 27th and I-80 location.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day, and it will be windy. We'll see an afternoon high near 53. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a continued breeze, a low near 14. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 28. Meteorologist Kyle Butler for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
It's that special time of year again with bowl games galore, ugly Christmas sweater parties, and way too much eggnog. And like clockwork, you still haven't bought any gifts yet. Great news! Your procrastination headquarters this year is at Tailored Life in Bennett. Avoid the long lines in Lincoln stores and head down Highway 2 to Bennett. Just a 20-minute drive, and their staff will help you pick out the perfect gift for your mom, wife, or significant other. Procrastination has an answer this year at Tailored Life in Bennett.
When we're building homes for people, we're really trying to advise on the things that are going to create value so that when they go to sell it, they're going to have equity so that they can go build their second home.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, the year has been a great year for Aspen Builders. We have had many repeat customers. We've been very blessed with great office staff, with great employees, and great subcontractors. We worked with a lot of new people building their dream home. We've built some great relationships. A lot of those relationships will continue. We'll be building them another new home down the road. So I'd like to take this time to wish all of our past customers and our future customers a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's Recovery Lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 turkey drive for schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's been a busy day on our Aloe Fiber VIP line. Appreciate Strick popping in a couple times and then just had a good conversation on Nebraska Volleyball in the Final Four tonight against Penn State with our boy Rico out there in the Ville. Appreciate Aloe for everything they do for us here at The Ticket. Got some news for Husker football in the transfer portal. All I had to do was jinx it. The Huskers have a commit from an offensive player. Cal wide receiver Isaiah Hunter has committed to Nebraska. Harlow Sports Group is the group that reported that to Pete Nakos of On3. And Isaiah Hunter was a redshirt freshman, put up 40 catches for 578 yards and 5 touchdowns this season for the Golden Bears, a former 4-star recruit. So there it is, Nebraska on the board with a transfer portal target and one that was very high on their board. Nebraska's hosted some others that hadn't come through, but they have a lineman from Wake Forest in the building today watching practice as well. But Nebraska officially on the board on the offensive side of things with the commitment from Isaiah Hunter. Again, 40 catches, 578 yards, 5 touchdowns from Cal. Nyziah is how that first name is spelled. And according to the Cal website, it rhymes with Isaiah. That's how you say it. Isaiah Hunter is in the fold. He is a Husker. Ellie, I want to rope you in on this conversation here. This is the crossover, sponsored by League One Volleyball. Omaha begins their inaugural season January 24th at Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Get your tickets online at lovb.com, and you can see former Huskers Jordan Larson, Justine Wong-Arantes, Maddie Kubik, and Lauren Stivrins in action. I saw this on Twitter, Ellie. What's your favorite Christmas gift of all time? What's the best thing someone has ever got you for Christmas?
I'm trying to think of the ones that I've cried about.
The ones that you've cried about? There's more than one.
I remember.
Is Christmas an emotional time for you, Ellie? Are you just so grateful?
If I get a good gift, I'm just,
Nice.
Like if it's like, I remember when I got my first pair of volleyball shoes. I cried when I got my first pair of volleyball shoes.
Lifelong love affair with the sport.
Truly. I think that's what it was. They were purple. They were camel purple.
They were Grand Island purple?
Yeah.
And you still cried because you loved them?
I loved them, but then I had to take them back because they didn't fit. And then I had to get the black version of them. So
that did fit?
That did fit. I got big feet.
What size?
Size 11.
Nice.
Yeah. When I tell people that, they're like, for a woman. I'm like, yeah, I'm tall. If you
Ellie is tall.
I am tall. I'm very tall.
Can confirm.
Yeah, so that was good. Maybe do you remember those life-size dog, like that robot dog? Biscuit? It was called Biscuit.
Was that Biscuit. What everyone called it or what you called it?
His name was Biscuit, I think. Biscuit the robot dog. It was like a life-size golden retriever dog, and it
like this little guy?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I never heard of that.
Awesome.
I thought you were talking about one of those like scary like MIT Boston U like robot search and rescue dogs.
No.
Okay, thank
that
goodness.
One, he was awesome. He could shake, he could bark, you could feed him. He was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, or maybe an American Girl doll. What? They're shutting down. Like people aren't doing American Girl doll. If you're listening, buy your kids an American Girl doll. We need to bring her back because everybody's like on their tablets and things like that, and we're getting away from dolls. American Girl doll. Do you know American Girl doll?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh, we're
Does that
losing
surprise
it.
you?
Yes, I'm like I feel like everybody knows American Girl doll.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I could not pick one out of the lineup.
I grew up on American Girl doll. I still love American Girl dolls. They're awesome. They came out with movies about them.
How is that any different than a Barbie?
A Barbie's like this tall. An American Girl doll is like this tall. American Girl dolls are bigger than Barbies. And they were awesome. And they had backstories to them, and they were
like Beanie Babies.
No. Not Beanie Babies. That's crazy.
Beanie Babies have backstories to them.
Okay, well, Beanie Babies and American Girl dolls are very different. Don't get
okay,
it twisted.
I get that one is a Beanie Baby, one is a doll. Like I know they're not the exact same thing.
American Girl doll is better. But even though Beanie
Augie, those things are crazy expensive.
American Girl dolls?
Yeah.
I know.
But you're saying it's worth it.
But it's worth it.
To make a child's Christmas?
Exactly.
Crowbait wins. Awesome. He says, my dad came home from the hospital one year. Best gift ever.
He wins.
Yeah, you absolutely win that one. Lemonhead said, American Girl doll used to have storefronts. I painfully spent a ridiculous amount of money on my daughter when she was young at that place. But Lemonhead, was it worth it? Was it worth it for you and your daughter? Was it worth it? That's the real question.
If you have the chance in your life just to step into an American Girl doll store, your life will be completely changed. It is, if you have the time, go to Chicago, go to the Chicago American Girl doll store. Your life will be changed. It's crazy. But there are things like on TikTok where people were posting pictures of themselves walking out of an American Girl doll store when they were younger. It's like me and my sister after dropping tens of thousands of dollars on my dad's credit card.
Max it out, baby.
They're not cheap. But there's also like not like knockoff, but like the cheaper version of American Girl doll. And I feel like we just need to keep that
What
going.
do we? No, I'm not going to make any jokes now. Lemon Ted does say yes, it's absolutely worth it. So he agrees with you on that one. Well, what if I told you that Orlando Brown of the Cincinnati Bengals said Joe Burrow bought the most ancient form of respect for his offensive lineman for Christmas? Guess what Joe Burrow bought his offensive lineman?
I saw what Patrick Mahomes was buying.
Right.
Ooh.
Joe Burrow, this is reported by Paul Daner Jr., who writes for The Athletic and covers the Bengals. He says on Twitter, epic gift alert. Joe Burrow gifted his offensive lineman authentic Japanese katana swords.
Swords?
They are all unique. Each sword comes with its own story, like a Beanie Baby, like an American Girl doll, from certain towns or battles. Burrow put them all in a room and had the offensive lineman pick theirs out. Joe does a great job at buying gifts that are extremely meaningful, left tackle Orlando Brown said. The fact that he bought me a sword, it's the most ancient form of respect.
A sword is crazy. I like it. My thing is, like, I think practical things that you can use. You're just going to display a sword. But for them, that's probably
But what
just
if
like
you have home
where else?
invaders? That's practical.
So true.
What if you want to trim your hedges? That's practical.
I want to see you trim hedges with a sword.
Oh, I would absolutely trim hedges with a katana. Are you kidding me? In a heartbeat. Don't take me to the American Girl store. Give me to the katana store, dang it. Talk about life-changing.
I'll drop you off on my way there.
Men, would you use a katana to trim your hedges? 402-464-5685. I know that I absolutely would. Would it go well? Who's to say? I don't. I'm telling you 1 minute because Uncle Kev's here, Ellie. Give us our music, please. Too busy laughing at katanas. Is that what you're doing? That's okay. It's understandable.
I was like, I thought you were telling me to shh.
No. I would just talk over you.
I know. Okay, I'm on now.
The other thing we could do with a katana is play Fruit Ninja in real life.
Oh my gosh. I would help. I'd do that.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I miss Fruit Ninja. I miss Doodle Jump.
Same.
I miss Angry
The
Birds.
way, what was that like? Where's
I miss,
my water?
Don't know what that one is. What's that deep sea fishing one? Like tilt your phone to get the fish?
Oh, I don't know. Remember?
I don't know. That was a long time ago. I'm old. Ellie is not old.
my
Banda
God.
says, no question, but the hedge wouldn't be the only one missing a limb. Rosebud says, maybe even a blowtorch along with my katana. And Tim A. V says, katana would be great for the zombie apocalypse too. That it would. We're going to get out of here. We got Old School coming up next. Uncle Kevin Meyer in the building for Thirsty Thursdays. For Strick, for Rico, for Ellie, I'm Austin. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2 for On the Block.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, Ugg, Brooks, Hoka, and more to make you fashionable and comfortable. Grab a new Ridge wallet or buy 3, get 1 free on smart wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy person in your life. Brown Shoe Fit at 66th and Q in Lincoln.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs. From vinyl